Good afternoon or good morning, everyone. This is Rhonda Pierce with the SCHMETZ Snippet Live for June 2024. I'm delighted to be here today, and today I'm at the Nebraska Quilt Company in Fremont, Nebraska. On Saturday, I started a journey. I flew from Chicago to Denver, rented a car, visited with my sister for a day, did a trunk show on Saturday evening, drove to Nebraska to visit with my dad on Sunday, and on Monday went to Ogallala, Nebraska to do another trunk show at my Aunt Mana's home in Ogallala, Nebraska. So yesterday I drove from Ogallala to Lincoln to stay with a college friend. And today I'm in Fremont, which is about an hour north of Lincoln, Nebraska, and about 35 minutes from Omaha. And I ought to tell you that when I was going to the University of Nebraska in Lincoln, I had lots of friends from this area, but I don't recall that I spent any time here in the Fremont area. And let's just say it's beautiful. I love all the rolling hills of crops that are starting to pop up, and there's a few trees and all the country homes. It's beautiful here. So probably in about 15 minutes or so, I'll have Karen, who is the owner of Nebraska Quilt Company. She'll come in and introduce herself and tell you what a great store this is. And I must say, it really is a great store. It was formerly a furniture store, so it is quite spacious. And tonight I'm doing a SCHMETZ lecture here at the store and also doing a personal trunk show. So I'm really excited about that. And we're going to have a pretty big audience, so that's even better. Tomorrow, I'll be visiting the International Quilt Museum in Lincoln. Nothing formal. I'm just going in as a regular quilt fan just to walk through. I look forward to seeing Victoria Finley Wolf's exhibit. I do know Victoria. I hope she's there. I don't know if she will be, but it would be fun to say hello. And then I'll be moving along to Iowa to stop at Conrad, Iowa, which I'm guessing is about an hour north of Des Moines. It's a very small community, but Hen and Chicks Quilt Studio is there, and Heidi is the owner. She's also the publisher of an industry publication called Creative Retailer. So I'm going to stop by and say hello, stay overnight in Cedar Rapids, Iowa, and then Saturday morning I'm giving the SCHMETZ lecture and a personal trunk show at the American Sewing Guild in Cedar Rapids. So I've got a full agenda. Oh, and that's not it. It doesn't even stop there, because later on Saturday, I'll be traveling to LeClaire, Iowa, along the Mississippi River, where my friend Rita Farrow is the executive director of the Buffalo Bill Museum. And she's having her second Women in History lecture. And the lecture is actually focusing on vintage nightgowns. So I'm hoping that I can get there on Saturday afternoon at 3 o'clock. If you happen to be in LeClaire, Iowa, you should try to attend that lecture. So I'll be home on Sunday. It's been a great trip, and well, you never know about the weather. So last month, let's just scoot along. Last month, our question for the random drawing was, what's your quick and easy, do you name your sewing machines or sergers? And wow, there were so many great responses. Quite frankly, I don't name mine, but I knew that people do. So I thought, well, let me just ask. So Janice says she lovingly calls her machine Clunker. Elaine calls her the Big Mama. Christy said she doesn't have a name for her machines. Neither does Shirley or Sue. Gail has Holly Hobby and Barney as names for her machine. Patricia calls her machine Godzilla because it handles everything and lives forever. It's an older Bernina machine. Paula has Artie for her Artista and Big Bertha for her 790. Paula, I thought this was a cute name. Paula calls her machine just a couple more yards, just a couple more yards. Debbie calls hers pretty. Marion said it never occurred to her to name her machine. Let me see. Kathy has big boy and little boy. What were some other interesting names? Oh yeah, this was cute. Marianne calls her machine Anna because her grandmother taught her to sew, and her grandmother's name was Anna. So I thought that was nice. JJ calls her machine Fixer Upper. Sheila has a featherweight machine, so she calls them out by year. So she's got a 1941 featherweight. And well, there were several of you, including you, Jean, who said no name unless it's misbehaving, and then it's not a name that can be published. So you are not alone in that. Kathy Purdy of So Steady, she calls her machine So Steady. So very cute. I want to say thank you, everyone, for participating. Our winner from of the random giveaway was Judy Venturella. And Judy, let's see, Judy is from, was it North Carolina? South Carolina. And what did she name her machine? I've got her thank you note here, but I don't have the name of her machine. Anyway, Judy sent a thank you note saying thanks for the fabulous box of goodies. Opening it was just like Christmas. So many wonderful things that keep me busy for a good long while. Some items were new to me, some were familiar. I can't wait to use them all. So she's looking forward. I haven't seen your name yet, Judy, pop up in the chat, but she said she's going to try to be here today. So yes, I can see people are showing up. I see Stephanie, Paula, Leslie from Texas, etc. So awesome. Thank you for being here today. And did you attend last month's SCHMETZ Snippet, the May? Wasn't that fantastic? Because I was at the H&H America show in the Chicago area, which is a wholesale show, and I was surrounded by talent. So last month we had really a wonderful pool of talent dropped by, including Mary Malari, Deanna Springer from Nancy Zeman Productions, Tracy Crowder from Splash Fabrics, which, you know, the Splash Fabrics is part of today's giveaway. Jane Kloss from janekloss.com, Stephanie from Hobbs Bonded Fabric or Fibers, Whitney from Tomcat Stitchery, for those of you who like to do clothes, and Laura Koya from So Very Easy. And then we had an unexpected guest, Angela Wolf. So that was a lot of fun. So thanks everybody for being here with me. Okay, so before I move on, I'm just going to go ahead and throw out today's mystery question. If you receive and read my SCHMETZ newsletter, you know that in the June's letter, I actually gave the question for you to answer and post in today's chat. So the question for today is, what's your quick and easy sewing gift? What's your quick and easy sewing gift? And why did I choose that question? Well, June is a big month for celebrations, right? Well, every month is, but June especially. Lots of weddings, summer is beginning, etc. And let's see. Oh, what are some of the other national holidays that we have here in the States? Well, we've got today, World Environmental Day. We've got Flag Day coming up on the 14th. We've got Father's Day coming up, Juneteenth. We've got the summer solstice Sol is coming up, the full moon, and if you're from Canada, we've got the National Indigenous Peoples Day. So lots to celebration. And with those celebrations, oftentimes we like to go to events or make little gifts for family and friends. So what gifts do you like to make that are quick and easy, that may inspire me or inspire others that are watching the chat today? I see Clovis says that she likes to make pouches. Marianne's been making sets of keychains. And Anita says she has lots of answers, including zippy pouches and pot holders. So keep those comments coming in. And Paul is in the Chicago area, and he's looking at your answers too. So he'll be selecting a random winner. So our giveaway here today, well, let's just walk through the giveaway. I don't have any product to show you here today, but I pulled it already. I pulled it 2 weeks ago before I left on this trip. So in our giveaway today, we have, my favorite Shannon fabrics. Huge fan of Shannon fabrics. And what needle do you use with Shannon Cuddle fabric and Minky? Yeah, you use a stretch 9014. So that needle's included in the giveaway. So Shannon fabrics, we've got splash fabric. How many of you love splash fabric? I adore splash fabric. It's an eco-friendly, water repellent fabric that's washable and eco-friendly. So give that a try. Mary Malari has included one of her famous tunic tops. We've got that fun mermaid pattern. It looks digitized, but it's a quilt of a mermaid. That's Tony from Quilt Tony. We've got the needle travel guide. So if you're shop hopping this summer or just deciding to take a trip and take a side trip to visit some quilt shops and fabric stores, you've got the needle travel guide to help you along the way. Taylor Seville, of course, they've always got their wonderful notions. Amy Berrickman of Treasured Threads provided fabric and a pattern. And Wonderful Threads. There were several spools of beautiful Wonderful thread. And my friend Laura Koya of So Very Easy, she provided a copy of each of her 3 books. So soveryeasy.com, and many of you also know Laura from her YouTube channel, where she has over 1,000 free sewing, quilting, crafting videos that are really quite informative. So keep that in mind. So as I mentioned, I'm right here in Fremont, Nebraska at the Great Nebraska Quilt Company. And here's the owner. Hello, this is Karen.
Hi, everybody.
Now, Karen, how do you say your name?
Paquette.
Paquette. P-A-Q-U-E-T-T-E. See, I can spell it, but I was afraid to pronounce it.
Right. So I'm half of the Paquette tribe.
Oh, and who's the other
My
half?
husband, Lauren,
Okay.
is very much in this business. He's full-fledged into it. He's learning how to quilt. He's the bearded quilter.
Oh.
And then our little dog, Mr. Jax.
Okay. Yes, I saw Mr.
Our little
Jack-
Yorkie.
Yorkie. Looks like he had a fresh haircut.
He did. He had a fresh haircut on Monday. So.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I think, were you at H&H Americas?
We were not at H&H.
So we met at Bernina University.
Bernina University
Okay.
or Market.
Or Quilt Market. Yeah. So we met probably a year ago. Or
For
6
sure.
months ago. Yeah.
For
yeah.
sure. We've been trying to do this for a couple of years, I think. We've been trying to get together. So we're very fortunate and blessed to have you here.
Well, this is kind of like a test for me doing Colorado, Nebraska, Iowa tour, SCHMETZ tour. I always have to say the SCHMETZ name because I am making some personal stops along the way because, I grew up in Nebraska, so I know a lot of people here. So it's a test to see how I can travel alone and visit.
It still work.
Yeah. And so far, we're off to a great start. Yeah. So, well, Karen, tell me a little history about this building because it's magnificent. What's the square footage and the history?
So we have 30,000 square feet, including our basement.
Oh
that's where our techs are and all of our storage. But we have a huge floor of product down on the first level. It's probably about 10 to 12,000 square feet. And then up here, we are in our magnificent classroom.
I was floored when I walked up here.
Yes, yes. So we can easily hold 52-person retreats where every customer that is at retreat gets a 6-foot to an 8-foot table.
Nice.
So everybody can spread out, and then we still have plenty of room for you to eat be at a table and be away from your sewing supplies. And so we have a lot of classes going on here.
Plus, it looks like downtown Fremont has a lot of restaurants,
Right.
too.
So we are blessed because if we aren't providing meal, we have 6-7 places within walking distance that you can walk to for food and sustenance so that you can keep on quilting.
Yes, keep on quilting.
Yeah.
And then there are nearby hotels, too,
Yes,
right?
yes.
Where people can stay.
Yes.
Okay.
So we do offer retreats several times a year. We have lots of classes. So please check out our class offerings at NebraskaQuiltCompany.com and come visit us.
Yeah. Now, you are a machine dealer also, correct?
Yes.
What lines?
We are a certified Bernina, Brother, and Pfaff, as well as Handy Quilter long arms, Bernina long arms, and Innova long arms.
Oh my gosh. Now, all those machines require a lot of space.
Yes.
And you got it.
We've got it. We've got it. In fact, we are just coming off of we had a big Handy Quilter event where we have you set up for tonight. We had 12 machines there last week.
Oh my gosh.
And everybody was learning all about long arming and handy quilters.
Well, excellent, excellent. So, do you have classes every day? Do you do virtual? Is it combo?
We have a combo. We have some private Facebook offerings that once you purchase, you get into those. Like we have a faith fellowship in fabric that's going on, a Bible study that's going on right now, getting ready to launch some more block of the months virtually. That'll be done this fall. But we have a lot of in-person events.
Awesome. And who are your customers? Just Fremont, or what's your draw here? How big is your?
We have a huge draw. So a few weeks ago, we had a paper piecing class. We had 2 ladies come from Indiana and 1 lady from Oklahoma to come.
Oh my goodness!
Yeah, they had just
Fantastic.
found us, and then they came and they enjoyed. And the 1 lady came back the next weekend for classes.
Oh
Isn't
my
that crazy?
Gosh,
She drove 10 hours to come
Well,
2 weekends in a row for classes.
There you go. Distance doesn't mean what it used to. So,
Right.
yeah, if you are in the Omaha or Lincoln area, it's a very easy and pleasant drive.
Yeah, I would
here.
say most of our customers on a daily basis come an hour, hour and a half. We are definitely a destination
Yeah.
quilt shop. We have probably 8,500 bolts of fabric
Yeah.
downstairs.
And I have to say, I was really excited to see that you had cuddle fabric.
We love
downstairs.
cuddle. We definitely love cuddle.
Yeah, because, well, many of you that have been with me before know that I love Minky and Cuddle fabric. So they have a nice selection downstairs. And what needle do you use with Cuddle fabric? Stretch 9014. There you go. So, and now you have a local pattern designer
Yes.
here. Yes.
Scott Flanagan with 4th and Main Designs is an employee / now contractor.
I didn't realize
He worked
that.
here forever. He went to
Okay.
college here. He came to college, Colorado. He came from Colorado to go to college at our local university here that's in Fremont, Midlands University. And he started working here and designing patterns. So please check out 4th and Main Designs. We carry all of his patterns and we collaborate very well with Scott. He still comes in and teaches some of our classes. And I know we're getting ready to do the Omaha Quilt Show, and Scott's going to be with us in our booth.
Okay. I did meet Scott a few months ago. I don't remember which show that was, but
Yeah.
I was delighted to meet him.
Yeah, and Scott has a voice disorder. He's got spasmodic dysphonia. And he is also, besides being a pattern writer, has released 2 fabric lines.
Okay.
So his first fabric line was called Quilter's Guide to the Galaxy. That came out, I think, in 22. And then Quilting is My Voice, which
Yes.
is a wonderful name since he has such a
and I took pictures of it's in their it's at the front window
Yes.
of their store, and
they
I took
are-
pictures of
They
it.
are both batik lines. We are known for our batik street. Did you
okay.
check out the second room in
Oh,
Batik Street?
Oh my gosh, a whole room of batiks.
Yes.
I love batiks.
Yes, yes.
And do you have a preference as to what needle you use when you're sewing with batiks?
No.
Well, I always recommend the SCHMETZ Microtex
Okay.
needle because the Microtex is the sharp
Sharpest.
needle. It's known as the sharp needle, and you get that really clean precision stitch. Because oftentimes, do you recommend that your customers wash their batiks in advance or not?
We don't. I mean, it's a total personal preference.
Yeah.
Scott never washes anything. I rarely wash anything either.
And I always do.
Yeah. So I think it's personal preference.
It's personal preference. So that micro tax will just slide through the batik fabric beautifully and give you a nice clean stitch. So
yeah, and so this building used to be a furniture store before it was a quilt store. We purchased a pre-existing quilt store almost 3 years ago.
Oh, okay.
So it's been a quilt store for a long time, but it was a furniture store.
Yeah, quite spacious. But you got lots of tables in here that you would never, ever see in a furniture store.
Correct.
Okay, Karen, so what's your website?
NebraskaQuiltCompany.com.
All right. And do you do mail order?
We have a big online store. We have a great virtual platform. I think our website is fairly easy to use. We are also known, we do a lot of kits. We do a lot of procured kits yes.
Oh, okay.
So this was a kit that we came up with using some Moda fabrics, and our team, our awesome staff, does a wonderful job of displaying them so cute.
They did a lovely job setting up the backdrop.
Our marketing team is wonderful.
Yes, and I love these fabrics here. These fabrics are the P&B Moontide, I think.
Yeah, and I just Moontide, and I just procured this pattern off the shelf and decided to put Moontide into this pattern. So looks really cute.
Yeah. And then you've got the Free Spirit bundles.
Yeah, we have Free Spirit bundles. We have so many pre-cuts. We have so many things online. I'm really proud of the quilt behind me. That is my husband's May quilt. He's trying to make one quilt every month. So
excellent.
Kudos to Lauren for getting that done.
What kind of quilting do you like to do? Or do you have time?
I do. I love to piece. Usually with batiks.
Okay.
I just like to, prior to being a quilt store owner, I would make something I wanted to make, and then I had to take a magazine and just kind of open it up, and that was the pattern I made then out of scraps. And so back in 2020, I gave like 30 quilts away to nursing homes in the pandemic of all my scrap quilts.
Well done.
Yeah.
Well done. Well, I see Anita says that she wants to go shopping.
Well, go shopping at NebraskaQuiltCompany.com. I'm sure you'll find something out there that you love. At least sign up for our mail list. Join us and sign up for a newsletter, and then you'll know all the happenings.
And Clovis is excited that your husband is part of the team.
Yes, he is
half of the team.
He is definitely. I'm the quilter, and he's the brains behind getting the internet and the web and all that stuff going.
Well, now, will I be seeing you in Detroit in a few weeks?
You will not, because you will see my husband.
Oh, okay. Bernina University, their annual meeting is coming up. In 2 weeks.
Which is the same week as Handy Quilter's annual meeting, which is the same week as the Omaha Quilt Show.
Oh.
So we are dividing and conquering.
Just a few things going on.
Yeah.
So, okay, Karen. Well, again, thank you tell me about tonight.
Yeah, so tonight we have quite a few people coming. We have like 50 people signed up to come hear from the expert all about SCHMETZneedles.
Yeah. Well, thank you again for being part of my schedule and inviting me. And after all this time, I'm glad it finally worked out. So
thank you, and check us out at NebraskaQuiltCompany.com.
That's right, NebraskaQuiltCompany.com. Okay, Karen. Oh, wait, I have something here for you. Here's a little, this is a little felted flower, and I wanted to put the little SCHMETZ lapel in the center here, but it's too thick. So
well, that's awesome.
There you go.
I will wear it tonight.
You could wear it tonight.
Okay.
Okay, Karen. Thank you. Okay. All right. Oh, isn't that amazing? I see, let's see, somebody else said they wanted to own a quilt shop. Well, I'll tell you, there's lots of responsibility that comes with owning a quilt shop. So it's not all just sewing and fun, but it is a business. So you've got to pat them on the back, give them a gold star for a wonderful retail experience. Okay, so let's just scoot along here. If you have a SCHMETZ question, it looks like we're running a little ahead today. Go ahead and put that in the chat. I might be able to see it. My setup's a little bit differently here today. If you've got a question, post it on Facebook and it should pop up. Okay, so just looking at some of the answers here, M.W. Wagner says she likes to make placemats, and let's see. Okay. Janet says she'd like to have a quilting store someplace close. Yeah. Yeah. Sometimes we have to drive a ways. Oh, Paula says she's low on needles, especially the SCHMETZ Microtex. So Microtex is known generically as a sharp needle. The Microtex needle has a very slim acute point. Very slim acute point, so you get really clean, precise stitches. And because the Microtex has that very sharp point, it's going to dull quicker than any other needle type. So you'll need to replace your needle more frequently than any other needle type. So as we're waiting here, let me just throw out that question again for the random drawing. What's your quick and easy sewing gift? So if we've got any new people popping up, they can answer what's your quick and easy sewing gift. Go ahead and put that in the chat. All right, let's see. Anita's game for flying. Paula says lap quilts, zipper pouches, wreath swags, placemats, and wall hangings. Okay, yeah. Let's see, who's this? This is Little, can't read the name. Oh, Anita says little monogrammed change purses are great for teacher gifts. That is a good idea. And then pop in a little tube of chapstick. Janet says she likes to make personalized barbecue aprons and bags for wine bottles. Yeah, that's a good idea. Nita says she loves my shirt. Well, you know what? This is actually a dress. This is, yes, I call it my spring dress. It's a garden of flowers, and it's a Marcy Tilton pattern that I made a couple years ago, and last year I actually took it in a little bit, I'm happy to say. It has a handkerchief hem, and the fabric I got a couple years ago when it was still Nancy's Notions in Beaver Dam. It was a warehouse sale, and I bought this fabric. So, yes, I love this. I thought the fabric, it's a rayon cotton blend. I don't know, I thought it might be a little bit warm, but it breathes pretty well. So, yes, I enjoy wearing it, and it's kind of hard to see, but I'm wearing a silver dragon fly pen that I found at an estate sale. Paula, let's see. Can you explain what a wreath swag is? Wreath swag. Okay, so Anita, Paula is asking what's a wreath swag. So if you'd answer that in the chat, that would be fantastic. All right, so I'm just waiting here for Paul to come up with the winner. So I hope you all have received the SCHMETZneedles newsletter. This came out last week, and I had a couple pictures from when I was in Beaver Dam at the Nancy Zeman Sewing Studio Sew Quilt Create Weekend. That's another destination for you if you're in the Wisconsin area. It was just a little over 2-hour drive from Chicago. It's probably maybe 45 minutes, 30 minutes from Madison if you're in that area. So they had their store all decked out with great things to buy. They had a vendor's mall in another store just 2 doors down that they recently bought, and I just said, wow, that was quite a wonderful facility with exposed brick walls, and so Clover was there. Um, oh gosh, I can't even think. My mind is going blank as to who was there. But across from me was Carla, the owner of Cherrywood Fabrics. And I was delighted to finally meet Carla. Carla, she was all decked out. She had her wonderful quilts on display, and she had a fabric, a knit fabric with poppies that she had designed. So if you go to many quilt shows, oftentimes you'll see the Cherrywood challenge, and Cherrywood fabrics are hand dyed in northern Minnesota, and they are exquisite. They are textured like suede and very smooth. And I actually attended Carla's class on color theory and found it very interesting, and went back and bought 8 half-yard cuts of, it was called Blue Lagoon, and it was complementary, a split complementary color wave, if I remember correctly, if I was listening close enough. So I'm looking forward to make, lots of people like to make quilts out of those fabrics, the cherrywood, but I think I'm going to make a really pretty tunic. So hopefully in August and also November of this year, I'll have some time to sew. So when you receive the newsletter, you know that we sometimes offer blue bag specials, and they're usually very limited. Usually there's less than 200 units that are available, so it's very limited. And in the newsletter this month, I featured the new gold jeans needle. Gold for titanium that gives the needle extra strength and helps to keep the needle cool. The jeans needle, gold jeans needles, wonderful, especially when you're working with heavier weight fabrics or denser fabrics. And I've used it a few times when sewing through nylon strapping. So I'll always suggest that. So we partnered up the gold jeans needle with the gold titanium 45 millimeter blade. So it called Roll the Gold. And wow, these sold out in less than, well, half the stock was gone in an hour. And we sold out by the end of the day. So that's something special that we don't put on Facebook or Instagram or anywhere else. It's just a thank you to those who subscribe to our newsletter. Okay, let's see, what else do I have? I think now, after this presentation, how many of you are going to go on over to Textile Talks? Yep, Textile Talks. Today, it's Sound Made Tactile, an intersection of textiles and science presented by the Surface Design Association. So that sounds very intriguing. I think I should attend, but you know what? I've got other things going on. And I have just one more thing from the newsletter, and that is that my class at International Quilt Festival was accepted. So I will be doing the 3-hour hands-on SCHMETZ exploratory class. What needle do I use? So again, that's 3 hours hands-on. Machines will be provided for everyone. Class is limited to 25 people or maybe 24 people. And I've gotten rave reviews every month with a waiting list. So when that link goes live, sometime in mid-June, you're going to go to quilts.com. It's class number 153, SCHMETZ, What Needle Do I Use? My class is on Monday, October 28th at 2 o'clock in the afternoon in Houston. So if you're going to be at International Quilt Festival, I hope you can take my class. Okay, let's see what we got here. So the winner of today's giveaway is Christy Markson from Arizona. Christy Markson from Arizona. Christy makes table runners that are quick and easy. She also makes microwave popcorn bags. Oh, that's a good idea too, popcorn bags. She makes her brother bowls. Oh, she made her brother, those little um, those little fabric bowls that you warm things up in the microwave. So she made some of those bowls for her brother, and he thought it was a hat or hats. So very cute. So Christy, you're our winner here today. Christy Markson from Arizona. How do you claim your prize? Well, you're going to send an email to info@SCHMETZneedles.com. info@SCHMETZneedles.com. You're going to tell us that you're the winner and give us your shipping address. And then when I return to the office on Monday, I'll get all those goodies shipped out for you. So today's SCHMETZ snippet is a little bit shorter than usual, and that's okay. But if you've got a question, go ahead and put that in the chat. I'm looking right here to see if there are any needle questions that you might have. Lots of you are applauding the Nebraska Quilt Company and Karen, so that's good. Okay. Well, you know what? Let's see. Oh, Anita's asking, what would you use the gold blades for most often? Well, the gold blades, roll the gold. It's like a regular 45 millimeter rotary blade, except that it has a titanium finish. So that titanium coating gives extra strength to your blade so you can cut longer. The blade will eventually dull, but you'll be able to cut. So you could use that for cutting out pieces for your quilt or even other projects. So good question. Clovis says that, she wants some of the cherry wood fabrics. Yeah, those were really nice. Okay, everyone. Well, I want to say thank you for being here. And I just realized that July 4th is the first Wednesday of July. So I don't know. Am I going to go live on July 4th? Are you going to be around, or are you doing a barbecue? So I don't know. Am I going to be around? Or do I go early or late, the day before or after? Here's a question. Jennifer, do you use different embroidery needles depending on your fabric? You know what, Jennifer? I always like to say that when you select your needle, it's like a dance. The dance is between your machine, your thread, your fabric, your technique, and your needle. So if you're doing machine embroidery, of course, I'm going to suggest the embroidery needle, because the embroidery needle has an extra wide eye, an extra large eye. So there's less stress on your thread as it's passing through the eye of the needle. If your embroidery includes a fusible or a sticky stabilizer, then I recommend the SCHMETZ Super Nonstick Needle, because it has a reinforced blade, an extra large eye, and that non-stick surface will resist the sticky stabilizers from gooing up your needle. So you do have choices, and sometimes our machines have personalities. So remember, what works for you and a certain fabric may not be the best selection for your friend who has a different machine and the same fabric. So sometimes you just have to test. All right. Okay, everyone. Well, listen, I want you to get out and enjoy the day, enjoy gardening if that's your thing, and then come on in to the air conditioning and start stitching with your SCHMETZ needles. So thank you for being here today. Subscribe to the newsletter. I'll let you know when the next SCHMETZ snippet is. Will it be July 4th? I don't know. If you have a thought on that, go ahead and put it in the chat, because I'll be reading that. Okay, everyone. Thanks for being here today, and so SCHMETZ. Bye-bye.